Here is a statue to General Vatutino? Vatutin, okay. I don't know who Vatutin is, but that is him. A noble statue of him commemorated in this park. Here we have a nice little plaza. That's a memorial to the Duchess Olga, I think her name was. And that's a ministry of something. And this is a cathedral, which is nice. Over there, you actually can see another cathedral. Well, it's behind a traffic light now, of course, but there's another cathedral over there. So this is a nice little pleasant plaza, just a bit north of the Maidan. So here at this street crossing, we have this this statue. I guess it's a pretty famous statue. I seem to recall seeing this picture of this statue on the internet somewhere. It's kind of like, I mean, it seems like a pretty ordinary statue of, I guess, a guy proposing to a woman. It looks like he's proposing to her, except I don't see a... Well, she has a ring on her index finger, but he doesn't seem to have a ring that he's putting on her ring finger, which is kind of odd. I guess the painting's meant, or painting, I guess the sculpture is meant to be a bit whimsical because the man appears to be a beetle bum. Over there is a man who is actually playing the piano. I don't know if you can hear the piano music from here, but there's actually, on the sidewalk there's an actual upright piano with some guy playing it. This intersection probably ordinarily looks a little bit nicer. Right now you can see it's sort of torn up because of construction. Workers over there working on the street, but just kind of a nice street there, all these people, all these souvenir shops selling souvenirs and things like that. Down the street in that direction, if you walk downhill, there is the Bulgakov Museum, devoted to Mikhail Bulgakov, the author of The Master and the Margarita, famous novel. Other than that, yeah, it's just a nice little quiet area because there's no traffic here since the street's closed now. Okay, here we go. Here's a better view of the Dnieper River. So this is actually at the Dnieper metro station. That's one of the trains just coming in. So this station is it's just a couple of stops east of the central downtown city center stations. You get a pretty nice view of the river here. On that side is sort of a little highway. There's the train platform there. Up here is a statue of some guy. I don't know what he's doing. Also, he's kind of hard to see against the sun, I guess. He's holding some kind of a thing above his head. There appears to be a beach on the other side. If you look on the other side of the river, it looks like there is a beach there. On this side, there's not a beach. There's just this sort of walkway. But let's see what we can see. I thought this was an exit. I thought that we could go down these stairs here, but I guess this is just an emergency exit. There's actually no exit down that way. There's another statue of a woman there. Anyway, let's walk along the river and see what we can find. Okay, so what we did after coming off the Dnipro subway station, which is over in that direction, is we walked along this highway. That's a pretty harrowing walk. I'm trying to find some tourist stuff, which I know is south of there. And so we walked along the river, but that highway is really not designed for pedestrians. It's pretty scary walking there. I guess what we should have done is come here, which is just a bit west of the river, and there's this nice little place here with, you know, a proper sidewalk and some kind of golden roofed cathedral or something. So let's see what we can find up here. Wait. Okay, so we came up here to this quieter area. We just climbed up these stairs, which go down, well, they kind of curve around so you can't see how far down they go, but that car is where we were. We climbed up these stairs to here, where we get a nicer view of the river. The path continues along that way, and it started hailing while we were climbing up, so now it's hailing on us. Thank God we brought our umbrella. But let's see what we can find over that way. Okay, after going a bit further, so we came from there, we finished climbing up the stairs, and we came through that little gateway there. And we came to this nice little flat area. It has a nice view down there, so there down you can see down to the highway that's there. And there are these nice purple flowers. They have these very pretty purple flowers sort of growing wild on this hillside there. The hillside is a little bit littered with garbage in some spots, but it's still looks pretty nice with the flowers. And that over there, of course we're going to walk over there and get a better shot, but this is our first view of the statue. Wait, I can't even, oh there it is. Well, okay, it's hidden behind trees. We'll look closer to it, but that's our first vision of the statue that it's going for. So let's walk over there. Okay, here's a little bit better view of the statue from here. Here's a clear area where there aren't any trees around. Of course, we're still going to walk over there. I'm glad we came up here because when we were down there around the highway by the river, I thought that we were supposed to walk along the river, and I thought, wait, should we come up here or what? It's a good thing that we came up here actually, because if we'd kept walking down there, it would have been a disaster because we would have had to walk all the way back here and come up here anyway. So I'm glad that we came up here when we did. So let's go and see the statue and see what else we can find up here. Also here there is a cupcake. Well, I don't think it's an actual cupcake, like one that you can eat. I think it's a bench. It looks like yeah, it's a seating bench made to look like a cupcake. It's pretty awesome. So here on this little sort of plateau, you have this sculpture that's in the shape of a pair of glasses, and it gives you sort of a view of well, from here you can get a kind of a view of a bridge over the river down there. What I first thought was this might be something appropriate for viewing eclipses, because, well, I don't know if it shows it too well in the video, but the glasses are obviously sort of tinted. And so I thought maybe this is that sort of special glass that's safe to look at an eclipse through. I don't think so, however. It looks like the idea is that it's actually made up of the frames of several glasses. You can see inside is made up of several plastic glasses frames that have been sort of lined up together. It doesn't say anything about being safe for eclipse watching, so it probably isn't. It seems like maybe it's sort of a literal take on the expression of looking at the world through rose-colored glasses. So it's just sort of an art piece, but it's not nothing more than that, I guess. It's kind of cool. There's a plaque over here on this side about, I guess it just gives the name of the creator of the sculpture. And it's apparently part of Kiev Fashion Park. I guess this is the Kiev Fashion Park. I'm not sure what's so fashiony about it, but okay, there you go, Kiev Fashion Park. And up there, on top of that hill, you get a view of the sort of gold-colored, wouldn't really call that a steeple. Would you call it a dome? I guess kind of like the dome of that cathedral there. So here we've come into more of a clear area. I think we found the place where the looks like we found the place where the Microsoft Windows default wallpaper picture was taken. And there's a slightly better view of the statue. You can see it's very Soviet. It's so Soviet. It has the of course the hammer and sickle emblem on the shield. There's a flying saucer over there. So let's see what we can find in this direction. There's a view back down from where we came from. There's still that golden domed cathedral back there. So actually, let me go ahead and take a video of us walking through this tunnel. Let's start from here. What does this text say? Ich podvigi... Which means what in English?
You should have asked me before you started taking the video.
That's okay, you can still explain it now.
I don't remember how you say podvigi in Russian. Their deeds will live forever, their names are timeless.
Okay, their deeds will live forever, their names are timeless. Okay, thanks. And as you can imagine, it's a tribute to soldiers, to military heroes. So, you know, on the right here you have some soldier with a rifle, or actually several. And over here, I guess these are these the poor and suffering people who were negatively impacted, like the displaced people of the war?
They're huge too. You can't probably tell from the video how huge they are.
It's kind of hard to see. Yeah, it's hard to get a sense of scale of just how big these statues are if you don't have a person scale. But okay, there's a person for scale to give you an idea of how tall the statues are. See, they're pretty big. Actually, I don't even know what war they're supposed to be. I'm assuming this is supposed to be for World War II.
Probably.
Probably, most. If there isn't a specific war specified in Europe, you can usually assume that they're talking about World War II, because that was, of course, the war of all wars, at least at this point in history. And here are still more statues of soldiers. And there, of course, is the great and mighty statue of the, I believe the statue is called the Mother of the Fatherland, or something like that. I believe that's the English name of the statue. I would say this is probably easily the most impressive thing that I've seen and probably will see in Kiev while we're here. So this might be a good place to end, because I don't think there are any other really major tourist landmarks around here, and we're only going to be in Kiev for a few days. I feel like I didn't really capture the essence of the city very well, because it was a little bit chaotic because we didn't plan it out too well. And to be honest, I don't want to say anything too bad, but the transit situation here could be a little bit better. It's kind of a lot of the city is not very well connected, and the subway stations that are there, I mean, the subway is alright. The subway is very much like the one in St. Petersburg. Even like the designs of the trains and the stations and everything is quite reminiscent of St. Petersburg to me. A lot of Ukraine really reminds me enormously of Russia. And I realize that could be a very loaded statement, because I understand Russia is trying to claim that Ukraine is a part of Russia, and so for me to say that this is basically a lot like Russia is probably something that Ukrainian people would vigorously deny. But let's see. So these placards say glory to the heroes, and these are just names of cities. That is Moscow. That is Leningrad, which of course was the old name for St. Petersburg. Volgograd. That's Kiev. Wow, funny that they're using the Russian spelling of Kiev here instead of the Ukrainian spelling. Minsk, Odessa. Oh, I guess the Russian spelling spells it with two S's. I think Ukrainians just spell it with one S now, but what is that? Oh, Sevastopol. No, wait, what is that?
Novorossiysk.
No, Novosibirsk.
Novorossiysk.
Oh, Novorossiysk. For some reason I can't read it from here. I'm gonna need new glasses. That is, what is that?
Kerch.
Kerch, okay. Anyway, I guess I shouldn't read all of them, they're just names of cities, but anyway. Over here we have some tanks. This is probably the most colorful set of tanks I've ever seen. I have to admit, if soldiers get their tanks in such nice designer colors, it's very very fashionable. I'm just joking, of course. I'm going to assume that these were painted after they were retired from active duty. So yeah, this is probably a good place to stop the video. I don't really know what my purpose with this video was, to be honest. I just wanted to show, first of all, some of the most interesting sights of Kiev. Like I said, this is probably easily going to be by far the most impressive thing that we'll see here. And I guess just to kind of get an idea of the feel and the sort of social and political situation here. I probably shouldn't comment on it too much because, you know, I'm neither Ukrainian nor Russian, and I don't live in either country. I've only briefly spent time in both countries, so it's hard for me to really, for myself as an outsider, to come to a conclusion. So I should probably keep my mouth shut about that and not say too much, because it's a very politically and emotionally charged issue. But I think pretty much everything that I would say or could have to say about that has already been said. There are lots of Russian people here, there's no doubt about it. And even Ukrainian people, as a matter of practicality, tend to speak Russian here on an everyday basis because Russian is just more widely used and it's just more practical to speak it. Ukrainian is mostly used for political purposes. If somebody insists on speaking Ukrainian, it's more to make a political statement than as a practical thing because Russian is more practically used in everyday life. And you know, as for, is Ukraine part of Russia or is it more European? That's hard to say. I find myself wondering, and I've been wondering for a while, what does it mean to be European? Like, what really makes a place European or not European? It's a difficult question to answer. I mean, like I said, Ukraine reminds me a lot of Russia. The countryside as well. I mean, I rode here on a bus all the way from Vienna in Central Europe, and the Ukrainian countryside looks to me just like the Russian countryside, and Kiev as a city doesn't look too much different from a Russian city. They're sort of modeled after the same sort of Soviet blueprint, Soviet architectural and urban planning ideology, which informed a lot of the city building back then. And even though Ukraine has been out of the the Soviet Union hasn't existed for more than 20 years, but even so, the architecture and sort of the look and feel of the place still is very Soviet inspired, I think. So I don't know. I will say that I find it a little bit disturbing how sort of reactive, like violently reactive people are being towards the recent political events. And I can understand that. I mean, if I was Ukrainian and if I lived here and if I saw my country being sort of attacked, I would probably be very, very defensive as well. But it is a little bit unfortunate how much sort of venom and vitriol there is against Russia and Russian people, even though I can kind of understand that because, again, if I was Ukrainian, I would probably feel something similar because it's really very very unfortunate when you're sort of feeling attacked and like you have nowhere to turn and you feel like your country is under siege or something like that, then it's pretty scary. So I hope that we've seen the worst of it. I hope that things have quieted down. Like I said, there's been a ceasefire. Yeah, there's a woman up there. She must be pretty cold. That's right, that woman's got to be pretty cold up there in just a dress. She's really not dressed for this weather. Obviously you can't tell how cold it is here, but it's really quite cold and windy here today, so. But yeah, I just want to say I hope that we've seen the last of the fighting because there is a ceasefire that's taking place in East Ukraine now and it's gotten better, and I really hope that it will hold and that things will settle down and that life can go on for the people of both Ukraine and Russia. So it was nice to be here. I hope that I've made it apparent that Kiev is a beautiful city. It is a very nice city, and the people here are very friendly. The people here are very nice. I feel like they're very welcoming of tourists, even though I don't speak Ukrainian. I feel like they've been very gracious toward us. So you know, I like the people. I like the place. It seems very nice. And I hope that things will get better from here. So I guess I'll go ahead and close out here. Thanks for watching, everyone. I hope that I've captured something of the essence of this place, even though I feel like I really was a bit sloppy and a bit negligent in some of my coverage of some of the parts of the city. So hope you folks enjoyed watching. Take care. Okay, I made it back to the bus station. I just want to briefly say that's the bus that's going to take me hopefully back to Vienna in just a few minutes. I just want to say, in case anybody else wants to come here by bus, the bus station here, the international bus station here in Kiev is really not well connected at all. The buses arrive here in this lot back here, and then that's it. There's really no good transit anywhere nearby. The main street is there. It's pretty obvious what the main street is. It's right in front of the bus station. If you want to go to the city center, what you do is you go that way and turn left. Go out to the main street and turn left on the main street. You'll need to cross over a couple of highways. I don't know what that announcement is saying. Sorry, I don't know what that announcement was saying. But anyway, so you want to go to the main street and turn left. If you walk for about 15 minutes or so, you'll come to the first, a subway station, a metro station. I forget what it's called, but it's the If you look on the on M1, the first line of the Kiev Metro, it's the second last station on the west. I think it starts with a Zhytomyrsky or something like that, if I remember right. So I actually missed that station the first time I got here. I actually somehow walked right by the station, so I guess it's not very well marked. I ended up walking all the way to the next station, which I also forget what it's called. It starts with a Shiatopol or something like that. So I ended up walking all the way there, which is quite a long walk. Signage here is really terrible, I have to say. There's really not much in the way of signage indicating where the metro is or where the bus station is or anything like that. So I had to look everything up on Google Maps. If I hadn't done that, I'd be pretty much toast, because it's really hard to find anything here, especially, of course, if you don't speak Ukrainian. Even though the signs are often translated into English, there aren't enough signs, in my opinion. And there's really no good transit from here to the city, unless you are okay with walking 15 minutes east of here to get to the metro. Also, there doesn't appear to be a place to change money. I was looking for a place to exchange money, like foreign currency, and I couldn't find it. I was very lucky that I had at the border, when I crossed over the border into Ukraine, I exchanged a little money for Ukrainian money, and with that I could buy a metro token to ride the metro, to ride the subway. Otherwise I would have been screwed, because I would have had no place to get money from. So, that's the situation as of right now, early 2015, as I'm here, my first time in Kiev. If any of you come here in the future, I imagine they might, at some point in the future, build better connections to this bus station, but maybe it's not worth it, because maybe not enough people come here internationally by bus, I don't know. Anyway, I guess that's all I had to say. Thanks for watching again, everyone. Yeah, first time in Kiev, it was quite an adventure. I liked it. It was a little bit harrowing at times. Some things could have been better, but, you know, it is still a city and a country that's struggling to sort of get out of its Soviet history, so it's pretty good for what it is. There's a lot to see here, I think, if you come prepared, which I, as usual, didn't. So, all right, that's it. Here at the Kiev bus station, this is me signing off for now.